Bryce Mitchell is back. He TKOs Kron Gracie in the third round via elbow strikes. And I gotta say this first of all, Kron Gracie has no right to ever complain again for the rest of his life when fans start mocking his fighting style, because his performance tonight was absolutely pathetic. And his last performance, if you could call it that, was possibly the worst ever. But you would think he would at least come to fight tonight, given that he had to make up for, again, that awful showing he had. But no, he did not come to fight tonight. He just came to throw maybe 2 decent strikes on the feet, pull guard as soon as he and Bryce Mitchell got close, and in the first round he was just holding on to Bryce, hoping he would get tired. In the second round, I'm pretty sure he grabbed the fence at one point when he was taken down, or excuse me, not taken down, he pulled guard again, and he was going for an armbar, which apparently Joe Rogan was oohing and ahhing about, saying, oh, it was so close, Bryce Mitchell might tap. It actually wasn't as close as Rogan was making it out, because Bryce Mitchell knew not to give Kron Gracie space. He knew to stack on top of Kron when he was cranking the arm so that he didn't have an opportunity to extend it. So it wasn't actually that close. Then Kron was going for a triangle only to try and take his back, but he was getting ground and pounded. And yeah, Bryce Mitchell clearly won the second round. In the third round, again, you would think an actual fighter would be trying to make adjustments. But no, Kron Gracie tried the absolutely terrible move again after Bryce Mitchell fired off some knees in the clinch to pull guard again. But Bryce Mitchell just chose to slam him Rampage Jackson style and deliver a few nice elbows, and the second one put Kron Gracie out, and the referee jumped in. So it was a dominant win for Bryce Mitchell, not one which is unfortunately going to move him up in the rankings, because Kron Gracie has been completely irrelevant for however many years, and the fact they put this fight on the main card really was disappointing. But these owners, the WME IMG guys, they put many years ago on the undercard of Robert Whittaker, Yoel Romero 2, CM Punk versus Mike Jackson above Alistair Overeem versus Curtis Blades on the main card. So these guys don't really have much respect for the sport, unfortunately. It is what it is. But yeah, Bryce Mitchell turns in a pretty good performance. He's back. And as long as he doesn't fight any high-level strikers for the foreseeable future, I think Bryce Mitchell could work his way to a title shot sometime, because he is young, his grappling is very, very good, but he just doesn't have it on the feet. I mean, we saw that with Josh Emmett, who is very one-dimensional, but it just happened to be the one dimension that Bryce Mitchell doesn't have the skills in, and against Ilia Topuria, that loss doesn't look so bad in hindsight, but nonetheless, he did get dominated. So I'm going to say this now, I think they should put Bryce Mitchell in there with Brian Ortega, because Ortega, we've seen him get hammered in his last 2 fights real badly, but Bryce Mitchell is a guy who isn't going to punish him on the feet. So for the sake of Brian Ortega's brain, it's probably a merciful fight to give him, and it's one where Mitchell can earn his way up the rankings. So I hope we see that fight next, just thinking about it now. As for Kron Gracie, it's not just that this guy has turned in horrible performance after horrible performance, but I've been saying for years that this guy is one of the most entitled fighters I've ever seen in my life. He just has this arrogance about him, like he's the Diaz brothers. He carries himself like Nick and Nate Diaz, but he doesn't have the fighting heart. I mean, the mere fact that he fought the way he did last time he was in the cage, he should have never been allowed to leave his house after that performance. I mean, I'm joking, but there is such a thing as doing something that is so embarrassing you can never live it down. And this is from the guy who got pieced up by Cub Swanson, whom he was a huge favourite to fight many years ago, and after 3 rounds of getting battered, he said, I won that fight. And he kept tweeting to the fans on the internet saying, you can't walk a mile in my shoes, I'm so much better than you, blah blah blah. Again, this kind of attitude which you would think means that this guy can actually fight. But no, he's scared to death of fighting. It's truly pathetic when you act that way, that you go in and you just turn in a pitiful performance, which really he should be embarrassed. I mean, given that his last name is Gracie, given that he's close with the Diaz brothers, who would never put on a pathetic performance like that, who fight till the end, who are about that life, so to speak, Kron Gracie really should be embarrassed. So I'm happy he lost, and hopefully we never see him again. Let me know your thoughts, guys, about Bryce Mitchell's performance, and who would you like to see him fight if it's not Brian Ortega? Like the video and subscribe to the channel below. Catch you later.